That was the penultimate play in the Patriots' loss yesterday in Vegas. What did Zoe say there at the very end? What was the last thing he just said?
I quit. I'm out.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Me too.
Oh, wow.
That's it.
They broke you. They finally broke you.
That's it. I hung on as long as I could, people. I did. I tried. Period.
I'm done.
I'm done too. I'm done. That's it. I'm done fighting it. I wanted a season. I don't want tanking. I don't want to talk about the. I tried. I did my best. I really did. And I'm done. It is over.
I'm done.
It is over. And it's where we go from here. And so, listen, we have all week, all month, all season to talk about where do they go from here. That's it. That's all we have left is where they go from here. Except for today, I'm asking, and you can call them whatever you want, 617-779-0985.
Yeah, Felger, do you like Drake May or do you like Caleb Williams?
And you guys can talk about whatever you want. You really can, and of course we'll do some of it. We can't not. But I do have a list, and I do want to get to how bad they suck right now and how bad yesterday was and how bad it's gotten. But before we move forward, I would like to flush out where we are today.
Okay.
Which has led me to raise the white flag, and that's it. I'm done fighting it. It's over. And it's so bad. I can't believe, I'll just start by saying, Mazz, I can't believe it's gotten this bad. I never thought it would be a true bottom-out situation. I thought at worst, they'd float around the middle of the league and have tough decisions to make. If you're 8-9, 9-8, you don't fire coaches and blow things up. You don't draft quarterbacks. Like I thought that's as bad as it was going to get. I was adamant about that. I was sure about that. They were never going to truly suck. They had a floor. They were just going to middle. And I can't believe it's this bad. Can you?
Well, no, but I'll tell you that I'm not as shocked as you are. Okay, I didn't think it would get quite this bad either, but one of the takeaways for me from this game was, given the way it went, because how many people do we have calling in over the last couple of weeks saying, take away the GM duties, but keep him as coach? Take away the GM, keep Bill as coach. Are they well coached? Because I don't think they are.
Not even close.
And I said this before yesterday. I've been saying this for weeks. In fact, really for the last couple of years. That when you look at them on the field, do you realize right now they have the worst turnover differential in the league? They are tied with Cleveland.
I did not realize that.
Okay, they were one of the worst 2 or 3, but now they're tied for last. And actually, they were even yesterday. Some other teams got better. They didn't. So they are tied with Cleveland for the worst turnover differential in the league. They are in the bottom 10. Well, let me rephrase. They are 10th in most penalties called against. So they're in the bottom third of the league in terms of being able to discipline themselves on the field because they've committed the 10th most penalties in the league. And if we're going to talk pre-snap penalties, okay, pre-snap or what I would call procedural, okay, because there was one yesterday with an illegal shift where they ran the play but effectively is a pre-snap penalty.
Got it.
Okay? So they're 5th worst. Well, there are only 4 teams in the league that have more pre-snap penalties than them. Carolina, Indianapolis, Chicago, and Houston. Do you want to be one of those franchises? Because they were all basically in the top 5 of the draft last year.
I just think this is different than what we've seen in the last couple of years.
They're a mess.
Keep going.
They're a mess. That's on Bill. Bill would be the first one to say, we would be the first ones to say, of any team that turned the ball over and committed those kinds of penalties, bad coaching, the coach has got to go.
Yeah, yesterday was the greatest example of, look, I thought they were bad talent-wise, but they're bad stupid. You know, the leverage penalty on the first field goal attempt early. Now, granted, the Raiders ended up settling for yet another field goal, but that one, oh, my God. Jelani Tavai with the personal foul, throwing the guy out of bounds. Again, one they ultimately get away with because a few plays later, it's Tavai who gets that interception on that ridiculous hit from Peppers on Adams, which was awesome. But they're not just bad talent-wise. They're bad stupid and really stupid.
Totally.
And there's no turnaround. Well, and what I mean by that is, even with Cam Newton, even under Patricia and Judge, they would suck, and then they would get to a softer part of their schedule, and they would straighten out.
Yeah.
And they would prove themselves still above those kind of teams. And not that it was every week. You still lost to the Saints at home a couple of years ago. So, like, I'm not telling you, like, this is 100%. But on balance, for the most part, when it came time to stop the bleeding against beatable opponents, even after Brady, you stopped the bleeding against beatable opponents.
Yeah, they'd be get-right games. Now they're just get worse.
That's how you, again, the record the last 3 years, 7-9, 10-7, 8-9. It didn't go from bad to worse as long as you were playing middling teams or less. Now they're playing middling teams or less and getting their doors blown off. So the center is no longer holding. The rope has been severed. The thing is done. It's done. And I watch them now, and there's just guys out there where you sit there and you say, who is that guy? Where did he come from? Why is he there? Who is that? That right tackle they have
Darian Lowe. I knew you were talking about him. Go.
Is so bad. And it's like, who is that guy? Why is he there? And you can't really blame injury because you didn't have a right tackle going into the year. So you signed a guy named Riley Reef. And you know why you signed the guy was cashed last year in Chicago. He got benched last year in Chicago. You picked him up and gave him a raise off of last year. And I will say parenthetically, do you know why you paid him? I finally figured it out. I don't know why I didn't think of this immediately. He shares Belichick's agent. His agent's Neil Cornrich. That's Belichick's longtime agent. Not that Bill admits to it or discloses that, but that's Bill's guy. So another inside job. Bill takes care of his agent's client, who's cashed. So you can't say that, what's his name? Vidarian Lowe is out there because your starter got hurt. Your starter is a bag of bones who's only here because of an inside connection. And it's like, Riley Reef, Zavarian Lowe.
Vidarian.
Whatever. The Malfi? Mafi?
They drafted him. Antonio Mafi.
Antonio.
Thank you.
It's like, who are these guys? Why are they out there? It's just, so it has those sort of trappings now too. And it's just such the loser trappings all around. And they've been, this isn't the first week they've come up. Bums like that have been playing all season. And like the finger pointing has been going on all season. But it's like in the past still you would face bummy, beatable opponents and you'd put it together enough to have a respectable record, something approaching meaningful games in November and December, and you never bottomed out. And I didn't think you ever would, and you are. And so the finger pointing, I'm just talking about, Devontae Parker, you embarrassing loser.
No, that guy is a loser. He's a losing player. He is a loser.
He drops that ball at the end of the game, and then afterwards can't even account for it, even close. And it's like, so you got bummy loser players. You got all the sort of trappings and, behind the scenes finger pointing that is going on or starting to go on loser teams. And it's always been beneath the surface, but that's always been, even in the last couple of years, it's been there. But then you face a horrible Raiders team or a middling Saints team at home or whatever, and you beat that team, and you get to 3-4 or 4-4, and it's like, okay, you're never really bottoming out. And now they are, and the wheels are off, and the wheels are off. What do you want? There's now, I even think the first couple of weeks, Bill was fighting it, which is why he was such a freaking a-hole for a couple of weeks. And even that, I even feel like in the last 24 hours, he's...
Resignation.
Yep, he's let go. He's let it go. And he actually had some actual answers to some legitimate questions today. And he wasn't all defensive and paranoid and weird. He's still, he's still taking the NFL mic and shoving it. But I even think it's over. They're all just playing out the string. We're all just playing out the string. How did it get so bad? It's
they're
so
inept.
bad.
They're inept.
They talk about a fresh start, and they open up the game by allowing a 8-minute drive where they can't get off the field. And when they do get off the field, there's the leverage penalty. Then on offense, they go penalty, penalty, drop for a near pick six, punt. Like, that's how they start. The first, Bedard did a good job. So they talked fresh start, fresh start, fresh start. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. They go down 10-0 for like something like the 10th time since last Thanksgiving. They've been down double digits to start a game. So at that point, when they were down 10-0 after the Jacoby Myers, remember him? After the Jacoby Myers touchdown.
Was anyone on him?
Made it 10-0.
Looked pretty open to me.
Just into the second quarter. So over the first 17:30 of action, so the first quarter and 2 minutes and 30 seconds, here's what the scoreboard read. Points, 10-0. Yards, 148 to -2. I thought you were -7. I included the penalty yards. I guess they don't in the official
Because you're negative.
accounting of it. After 17 and a half minutes of play, you were down 10-0. You were outgained 148 to -2. They had 10 first downs. You had none. They ran 28 plays. You had run 6. They were 5 for 7 on third down. You were 0 for 2. Red zone trips read 3-0. Passing, they were 10 of 15. Garoppolo was. You were 0 for 2. That's after spending all week saying we're going to start over and get off to a fresh start. Like, not even anything approaching a reset or approaching, having the coach send a message and the players get the message. It was like in the total opposite direction.
Mm-hmm. No, it was building off the last disaster.
And like against a bad opponent, make no mistake, the Raiders blow. They have some individual good players, but they blow. They blow as a team. They're a stupid, bad team. And like that's new. That is new, Mazz. That is new.
Oh, they're inept. Again, Mike, that first drive, I'm glad you brought it up. 16 plays, 69 yards. 2 plays were negated by penalty. So they actually snapped it 18 times and 69 yards. You know how hard that is to do?
And the Raiders still probably would have had a touchdown. The kid dropped the ball going across the middle.
Oh, right. Yeah.
On third down. I can't remember when it was.
Yes.
But, they would have easily had another first down there, maybe a touchdown. If it was at 11, who whatever. Doesn't matter.
That's the guy who cut the long pass later, I think.
Whatever. Does it matter? Can we just spend some time talking about how badly they suck?
Yes.
And how badly they sucked yesterday?
I'm for it.
And how bad it's gotten?
I'm in.